Well, it's been some time since it's been some time since I did this last, but I think it's about time we close it out in the to not just today, but also in the weeks to come, until we finally get ourselves a champion, whoever it may be. So to this means to an end. It's time. And yes, I realize that there are other people streaming as I speak, but uh, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to uh, wait long enough to do wait long enough before I can do this. But well, what it is, what it is. Okay. All right, let me just set this up. Like I said, I know that other people are doing streams, but not everyone's doing well. There's not there's not one person that's doing NBA. That's for sure. Okay, let me get this. Okay. Okay, cool. Just get that. Hey, Deidre Lewis, what's up? Munchie. It's good to see you. It's great to see you. Well, hopefully you're staying safe, and I hope that you are well where you live. Um, yes, we may be coming out of the woods pretty soon, but at the same time, it's best to be safe than sorry. I'm happy that you're doing well. I'm happy that you're doing well. I'm doing pretty well. And also, hello to Zach Walker. And Zach, you'll have a game. I believe. Yeah, you'll have a game today. Not the first game, but a game nonetheless. In fact, I'm looking at the. So yeah, from top to bottom is the order of play. So we have the Jazz at the Suns. Oh, your game will be next after the first game, and then the Thunder at the Lakers, and finally the 76ers at the Raptors. So those are the games that are in the order that they are. All right. Well, now that we have at least a couple of people here, I guess I can uh, let my good friend Crushing Kelly know, being that this is her game. Yep, 76ers in there are in there. All right. And for the rest of you, you guys have a chance to go get some snacks and drinks and things like that. And also, hey, Walter Johnson, what's up? And also, hello to Joshua. And like I said, Joshua, your game will be after the first one. And also, hello to Clinton's Warped World. I thank you for calling me boss, but you don't have to call me boss. It's not like I actually can pay you or anything like that. Not to say I couldn't. Well, not to say I wouldn't, I should say, excuse me, but I can't. There we go. Alright, so everyone's saying hello to each other. That's awesome. The Bulls are stacked. Yes, they are. Let's see, where are they? Oh, yeah. Let me just double check to make sure I have what I need. Yep. And also, what difficulty is your My League set on? The highest. And I'm talking just AI. I'm not actually playing it. Um, but nonetheless, though. But I do have created characters in this, so that's the only difference, really. But other than that, though, how's everything going, Roger? I hadn't seen you in a while, but it's nice to see you again. Okay. All right, there we go. I just needed to get my pop-out chat. All right, so without any further ado, it is the Jazz at the Suns, and every series is a best of three, and it's throughout. It's like that throughout the playoffs, and the games are relatively shorter, so you're not. So each game is not a drag or anything like that. But with that said, let's get to it. Chilling, chilling, man. Just do at work and home. Awesome. I like that. Let's see. You're going to go for the Suns to win. Well, of course, because you have Logan Hinton and our good friend Crushing Kelly Baker, along with Oubre Jr., who's no longer with that team. But let's see. And of course, as far as the Jazz, let's see. Some of these ones are awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Like their classic uniforms, it's crazy. But I definitely remember these uniforms, especially when they went to the NBA Finals back then. And for the Suns, last time that they went to the finals, they had these uniforms. They had these uniforms. I was a big fan of these uniforms personally, but either way, with that said, let's get at it. All right, here it is. Ooh. Bulls beat the Mavericks later. Uh, the Mavericks. The Mavericks are not even in this. All right, so Clinton's going to go with the Suns. And I still find it weird that Charles Barkley is not in this game. You know, especially being that we're live in front of, you know, the very team that he took them to the NBA Finals at one point. So, which I kind of find is very weird, but I mean, it is what it is. So you have Rudy Gobert. You have our good friend Kelly Baker. It's the Suns and the Jazz coming up next. Yeah. Jeannie the Sabbath's manager? What? And also, hey, Mobman, what's up? It's great to see you. So, how's everything in Mobland? Alright, so the starting lineups, I mean, you have Logan Hinton, and of course you have Kelly Baker. The key matchup is Donovan Mitchell against, of course, crushing Kelly Baker. And for some reason we can't see her because of the graphic in front of her. That's kind of weird. Come on, game. You're better than that. Just tired? Fans are excited. And game underway. Phoenix gets the first crack at it. Now crushing Kelly, trying to find somebody. Okay, not a problem. Not a problem, Mob. Hands it over to Kaminsky. And they get the first basket. Oh, Sabu's manager? He passed away? I didn't know that. Had no idea that, like, when you say genie, are you talking like Genie from Aladdin, or Genie as in I Dream of Genie? Anyway, a shot and a miss. And Logan with a shot, or with a pass to Crushing Kelly, and she hits the three. Crushing Kelly already with 3 points off of a 3-point shot. Oh, the lady. Okay. See, I don't remember, you know, a lot about, you know, ECW, because I got into wrestling in the year 2000. So by the time we got to the year 2000, the following year they're out of business. And shot clock running down. Kelly going for a deep shot. It hits the rim. And now the Jazz move their way down. Conley defended by Hinton. Hinton trying to get Conley off his game. Then Rudy Gobert showing us that he is a big man. I mean, you have to body him. You have to keep him away from the basket. Make him shoot a tough shot. Don't let him get deep, because then he'll just make an easy shot there. And Mitchell will go to the line for 2. But yeah, I never knew that. I never knew that, Genie was a manager to Sabu. Because I would have thought of, Paul Heyman or the original Sheik. But I do remember, and especially watching the replays, watching Sabu and Taz have a couple of battles with each other, back then. The suplex wrestling machine, Taz, and the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu. Yeah, because I definitely remember Bill Alfonso with that damn whistle. All right, well, now it's 5-4 Phoenix. Cage is greater than Taz? Anyway, Kelly didn't realize how open she was, but I guess she might have thought better of it. Now Oubre. Back to Kelly. And she hits it. Another three-pointer. It's already 2 for 2 at the three-point stripe. It was an in-character comment. Oh. Oh, I thought you were talking about Brian Cage. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It's like, oh, you're talking about yourself. Okay. No, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Yeah, because I thought you were talking about Brian Cage or something, or someone like that, All right, so Phoenix in the lead for now, but we all know that the Jazz could come back. We've seen them come back and eliminate the Houston Rockets, and a foul. And that's Logan's second foul, so he'll have to come out of the game to avoid foul trouble. A legendary wrestler and a bodybuilder? I didn't know that. Taz is way better than Brian Cage. Yeah, it's just too bad that Taz isn't, like, it's just too bad the age gap is too big, because I would have loved to see Taz, in his prime form taking on Brian Cage, and I'm pretty sure that Taz would have found a way to win. And a miss. I mean, you can't expect to win if you can't make your free throws. Yes, Sabu is still alive. All right, so Booker coming in, Devin Booker, going to come in for our good friend Crushing Kelly. And Cedric going all the way, and he slams it. Nobody bothered to pick him up. A Prime Scott Steiner against Prime Saturn, Prime Taz, Prime Angle. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Mudai. And he hits it. And Mudai, picking up right where he left off as far as the previous series that he had with Houston. So that's a guy that you got to watch out for. And wait a minute, Mudai stole it. Gets by the defender. No, swatted away by Booker. Booker got back in time. Now Bridges, then to Baines, and they make it. 15-6. Phoenix starting to run away with it. And if you're Utah, you better slow it down. Clarkson. Back to Conley. Conley bounces it up, but it does not go in. Now Rubio. Rubio, then to Zarek, back to Booker, back to Zarek. Good zone defense there, and Rubio manages to get through the cracks. And Conley back to Brady. And you know, I find it very weird, you know, Walter, that your Atlanta Hawks are doing pretty well in the playoffs, and off the strength of, you know, your boy Trae Young. No relation to Kyle Young, obviously, but I just find that weird, really. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't called a timeout yet. Booker with a three. Nope. Well, they finally got a miss. Now they just have to capitalize on this one. Clarkson. Zarek doing a great job guarding him. Conley with an open shot. And they get a big three. They needed that one. 3 seconds. And, ooh, almost got that one. But they cut it to within 6. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm happy for you and your team because, you know, I certainly did not expect the Hawks to do this well in the playoffs. Because I knew that they had Trae Young, but man, he's... Well, as Mike Conley talks, even though you can't hear him and I can't hear him, I may as well mention one thing, is that, you know, Trae Young, he had the performance of a lifetime against the 76ers. Though some would argue that the 76ers had the talent to beat them, they just couldn't get the job done. I mean, and they had the series won. But like anything else, you got to put them away when you have the chance, and they didn't do it, and they lost because of it. They've been playing unreal basketball. Yeah, I would think so that the IRL Suns could win this. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly takes them to the promised land. Now Rubio. Oh, bounces in and out. That was a lucky bounce. But now, Utah, within 4 points, going back and forth between Mudai and Bradley. Now Clarkson, a little too hard off the back of the iron. And Rubio, well, they weren't able to get it. And now O'Neal, and of course the coach for the Suns thinking that should have been a foul. Bradley with an offensive rebound, and he connects. Now they are within 2. And it's the Suns that are calling timeout. I mean, he's not happy with the Suns giving up the lead, but he's also not that happy with the officials, apparently. Bulls are going to be the NBA champions here. I have to win in the I have to get a win in the finals, lol. Yeah, I could see it. So right now, if you're Phoenix, obviously you got to calm down, make the shots when you need to. And if you're the Jazz, you have to keep doing what you're doing, you know, and get, you know, Phoenix to crack under pressure. That's what you got to do. So those are the prevailing thoughts of what need to be done. And in the meantime, let me just get some water right here. Good water, man. Assists per game. You have Mike Conley, but you also have Kelly Baker among the assist leaders here. Now Ayton. Trying to find somebody. Now they get it to Baker. Baker trying to seduce him. And wow, great one-on-one effort there by Kelly Baker. 8 points on 3 for 5 shooting with a plus-minus of +9. Now Mudai, guarded by Hinton. Nice drive indeed. I mean that was something out of Lola Bunny, from Space Jam. Also, Lucky and Kaminsky, then to Baker at the 3. She's got the 3, and she is now in double digits. Mudai, then to Nang, back to Mudai. Mudai, well guarded, but a little too hard on the iron. Hinton, then to Baker with another 3. She's on fire! Clint Capetta is an underrated center. Well, I mean, that would certainly explain why the Hawks made it as far as they have. I'll give you that one. Mudai, nope, hard off the iron, and a defensive rebound there by Hinton. Hinton gets it to Ayton, and Ayton, got his own miss back, but then Gobert showing us he's a wall. Now Mitchell, defended by Kelly Baker. Ice Tray and Clint rebound Capella. And a foul by our very own Kelly Baker. All right, so Mitchell makes 1 of 2. And also hello to JWE. Well, JWE, you have a game today, my friend. Buddy, you have a game today, so do stay tuned, my friend. But for now, just enjoy the game. And he makes both of them. Now Kaminsky gets it to Oubre with a 3, and he almost made one of his own. Excuse me. Now Nang, then to Ingles, then to Mitchell, then to Gobert, back to Ingles again. Ingles well defended by Oubre Jr., but Oubre Jr. made a big mistake. He backed away when he should have stayed in front of him, and Ingles made him pay for it. And just like that, it's now a 5-point game. And JWE saying hello to everybody. I'm awesome. And as always, we get to see the lovely senoritas dancing and everything. Nice moves there by Logan. And great individual effort by Mitchell and Gobert getting the offensive rebound. I mean, you really cannot sleep on the Utah Jazz. I mean, we saw what happened to Utah when they did that. They paid for it. And Mitchell with a breakaway, and just like that, it's now a 3-point game. But Oubre with a 3. Mitchell well defended, but Mitchell is now in the zone. And Ayton, no. And, whoa, that almost went in. But at the half, it is 30-26 Phoenix. Okay. Alright, so we move on. Forgive me, I was doing something in the middle, but... So while the Phoenix Suns did get ahead at one point, they couldn't stay ahead for long. I mean, yeah, they still have the lead, but it's not as big as it once was. I mean, at one point they might have led at one point they might have led by as many as 8 points, but it got close real quick, without question. But there you see some of the highlights involving Kelly Baker. But then, of course, you cannot forget Conley, Gobert, and Mitchell. So as we go into the half, Kelly Baker already has 14 points. And obviously if the Phoenix Suns are going to win this one, they need to give her the ball. That's what it's going to take. And if you're the Jazz, you want to keep the ball away from her. Now Mitchell defended and switched on, and unfortunately the size and strength of Mitchell was a little too much, but you know, you win some, you lose some. What can I say? Now Baker defended by Mitchell, and Baker almost blew by her opponent, but she gets an assist to Kaminsky. There we go. Now Conley with a 3. No. And also, hey, Crimson Ninja, what's up, man? You'll be in action not long after this, but a miss there by Logan. I still think the Suns are going to win this game, yeah. But Utah's not going to give it up. You know that. Even though you think that they should move to Boise or something like that, or someplace like that. Mitchell, a little too hard off the iron, and Logan Then to Ubre. Ubre powers his way a little bit. Now Aiton, defended by Ingles, backs him down, and he gets the hoop. Great individual effort there by DeAndre Ayton. Pretty good. And Conley, three-pointer, nope. So far, Utah hasn't had a lot of three-pointers made. And Oubre, then to Hinton. Hinton trying to find somebody. He's going to have to take a shot, a three. Yeah, that was not a good possession there. And wow, a backcourt violation by Conley. You don't see mistakes like that made, but it happened. Rebounds per game in the playoffs. Rudy Gobert, by far the man with more than anybody else. That was a big oof. I mean, just no getting around that. That was just a big oof. I'm like, those are the types of things that can cause you to lose games. Maybe not one, but several of them can cost you. And the later the game, the bigger the mistake becomes. Or the bigger the consequences of the mistake becomes, I should say. Excuse me. Now, Oubre, and an illegal screen on the part of Zarek, so that's an offensive foul. So Gobert and Bradley are coming back in as Bridges and Baines come in. Now Mudai, then to Clarkson. Clarkson, too strong off the glass, and back the other way we go. Zarek over Gobert, and he hits it. Great shot there by Zarek. I mean, he knew that he couldn't drive, but he knew how to shoot, so that was what he needed to do. Gobert. Then to Clarkson. Clarkson tries to drive in. Nope. Then to Mudai. Mudai shoots it up, and it's rebounded by Baines. And the Suns, of course, one of the league leaders in rebounds, and that was quick shooting at its worst. And Mudai, whoa, what a move! What a spinning move there by Mudai. That was, I mean, that was a circus shot if I've ever seen it. Booker, nope. Well, right now Utah's down by 6, and it's not insurmountable now. But as the game gets closer to the end, you know, if you're Utah, you want to stay close. Very close. All right, so Crushing Kelly back in the game. And Mitchell got a good shot off, but unfortunately, Devin Booker committed a shooting foul onto Bradley, and he gets the and one. And obviously, if you're the Suns, you didn't want to do that, because that does two things. I mean, one, the guy already made the shot. Number two, the clock stops, and Bradley can cut it down to a 5-point game. Or, I'm sorry, a 3-point game, actually. And if nothing else, it builds momentum. And a miss. Another thing that comes into play is missed free throws. Because if you don't make your free throws, then, that could be a contributing factor right there. So, yeah, it was a big mistake there. But they get the ball back, and Bradley, another offensive rebound. That's another thing that can kill you is offensive rebounds. You cannot give them up. I mean, because that either kills you or just gives your opponent a chance to come back. Now Baines to Booker. Booker. Back to Baker. Baker with a three. And wow! Makes a three while contested. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how great, Kelly, crushing Kelly Baker is, I don't know what does. Mitchell with a three in response, no. And Baker, the one with the hot hand, then to Ayton, then to Booker. So far, it's only one-on-one with Booker. Booker, well, gets the front part of the iron, but in the end, it's a 5-point game. I mean, that was a ridiculous shot there on the part of Kelly Baker, so... So, we're in for a great fourth quarter here. And, the funny thing is, as you can see, there's the gorilla. Believe it or not, that used to be the Sacramento Kings mascot. But then, of course, we ended up getting Slamson as a replacement, and he was awesome. But yeah, I do remember the gorilla, though. And Mitchell hauls ass and gets the dunk, and now it's a 3-point game again. Now Baker trying to get somebody. Now she gets to Ayton. Then to Booker, who so far has been cold. Booker still cannot make a good shot. Not sure what the heck happened to Booker, but he's not doing too good. Now Clarkson. Wow, Clarkson got to the hoop without any problem whatsoever. Now it's a 1-point game. I mean, if you're Phoenix, you got to make your possessions count here. I mean, you cannot be doing this run and gun stuff. Take your time with your possessions. And that's a good possession right there. And also, hello to Alex2X. What's up, man? And Mitchell, got a little too hard off the iron. And even though he had an offensive rebound, he couldn't convert on it. Booker doing a lot of dribbling. And a reach and foul bailed out. So yeah, hello, Alex. So Nongan Davis come in for the Jazz, and Hinton, Oubre Jr., and Kaminsky come back in for the Suns. A three. Nope. I'm doing pretty well, my friend. Alex Williams? Wait, is this the same person? Anyway, nice to see you, Alex. I'm doing pretty well. And a three, and he gets it. Now it's, once again, a 6-point game. And Clarkson. Nope. Now they're trying to rush shots in, and that's not good if you're Clarkson and the Jazz. And another three, but Kaminsky with an offensive rebound, but cannot convert on it. And Mitchell gets himself open, and now it's a 4-point game again. And hello to Insane One. What's up, man? some of the big stars are coming out. And I'm referring to you as a star, Insane One. And also, Insane One, I want to congratulate you personally on winning the Stanley Cup the other day. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out. But anyway. And swatted away by Booker. So far, Booker is doing pretty well on defense than he is on offense. And Ayton gets his offensive rebound and puts it back. So now Phoenix in the lead by 6, and they'll have to call a timeout to the Jazz. What happens if the Jazz win the playoffs? I did not see it. Or, I'm sorry. Insane One says, wait, I won? I haven't seen it, and thank you. And then Alex says, what happens if the Jazz win the playoffs? Well, if they win, they win. I'm not gonna dispute it. You know, if it happens, it happens. And so far, the player of the game, as awarded, goes to Kelly Baker. Crushing Kelly Baker, the player of the game. So yeah, we have 2 Alexes here. But there you see some of her 3-point shots and some of her assists. So she's had herself a great game. But Mitchell cannot be overlooked. And, well, that's another thing you didn't want to do is foul and send them to the line. Because that stops the clock and it gives them a chance to score. I feel like the Suns can move on for the 3rd round on 2K. Yeah, they could. This is the 2nd round. Or as it's affectionately known as, the conference finals, but I get what you mean. Good water, though. So Mudai comes in for Conley. And the Suns will take a timeout. And each team is down to their last timeout. And the coach realizes, if they let their guard down, Utah could come back. And if you're the Jazz, obviously you want to you want to get your stops. You want to make your shots. And, of course, we now get to see the kiddos dance. I haven't, watched it. I've only seen highlights of it. But I did see the fact that... the 76ers blew a series lead, and they blew a lead in a game that, if they had won, they would have been in the conference finals instead. Things like that. But I haven't, watched the games, fully. But I have seen highlights, so there you go. But I also kind of find it hilarious that the Suns and the Clippers are in the conference finals. I never would have guessed that, and I wouldn't have guessed the Hawks and the Bucks made it. So, we're going to see someone new win. It's either going to be the Clippers or the Suns or the Hawks and the Bucks. The only team that has won a championship of those 4 teams are the Bucks, and they hadn't won it since 1971. So yeah, that's what it is. Who do I have winning the whole things? Honestly, I could see the Suns winning it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks won either, because of the fact that they have Giannis. Anyways, Jazz need every moment they can as the Suns are being relentless. That's what, yeah. If you're Phoenix, that's what you got to be. And if you're Utah, you got to make your shots count. Yeah, Suns are underrated, definitely. Finally, too many of the same faces lately. What do you mean, Clinton? I'm just wondering, that's all. Anyway, Alex 2X says, I watched Game 7 Nets Bucks. They took an L. I'm not mad at the Suns. Yeah. And Booker going back the other way, but he does not make the shot. I'm having the Suns and the Bucks in the finals, and the Suns winning in 6 games. Oh, the Suns will win the IRL championship. Oh, okay. 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 Oh yeah, that's right. Curry and James, they've dominated the championship scene for a long, long time. So it's nice to get some new blood in the mix at some point. It was bound to happen. I just didn't know it was going to happen this year. But in the meantime, time is running short on the Jazz. And a miss. And they get it to Oubre, and Oubre, bow! And Phoenix may have just cashed in and has won and is about to win Game 1 in a best of 3 against Utah, and a foul on Logan for some reason. Okay. Giannis is too slow. All right, let me catch up on the chat there. Go Hawks to the finals. And, of course, Walter wants to see the Hawks go to the finals. I wouldn't overlook them either because, yeah, I wouldn't overlook the Hawks either. I mean, we saw what Trae Young and Capetta did. Though some would argue that the 76ers were the ones that shot themselves in the foot. So, yeah, this is Game 1 of... I'll just type it in the chat there. Yep, Game 1 of the second round matchup between the Suns and the Jazz. Best of 3. All right, here we go. Crushing Kelly back in the lineup. If you're going to make a run at it, you got to start making your shots. And quick. All right, that's 1. You're down by 5, but you got to get a steal or foul. And they're going to foul Kelly. So for Kelly, this is her first trip to the stripe. Although that's only the first in the last 2 minutes. And they foul her again. What happened is the Suns going to win all 3 games. Well, I said it's a best of 3 in the sense that it's a best 2 out of 3. I should be more specific. Otherwise, I would have said a best of 5, but still. Yeah, that's... I probably should have been more specific, so that's my fault there for not explaining that. Alright, so Baker gets 2 of 2 at the stripe, only to add to her total already. Ingles with a 3, not even close. And Logan is just going to run the clock down. He's not going to try to score any more points. And it's official. Phoenix wins Game 1, and they only need to win Game 2 next week in order to move on to the conference finals, just like they are IRL. And for Mitchell, Bradley, Gobert and Conley and the rest of those guys, they have nothing to be ashamed of. But the Suns, I mean, they really wanted this win. So let's take a look at some of the stats here. And without a doubt, the player of the game is our girl, Crushing Kelly, 19 points. And although she only had 2 assists, 19 points, that's still pretty good. That's very good. And then, of course, Logan had only 2 points, but he also had 2 rebounds and 4 assists. So he had a relatively balanced game, but without a doubt, it all came down to Kelly Baker just showing up, and what can I say? The Suns got the win. All right, well, now we'll get to the second of our 4-game series tonight. No, I do not want to quit. What am I doing? Okay, so the next game is... Oh, if I can get to it. Yep, it is officially Bucks at the Bulls, Game 1. Also, welcome back, Insane One. All right, so for the Bucks, let me just get the people that are on the Bucks. So, give me a moment. Okay, so I just need to get Tanner and Nicole for the Bucks. So let me just get the Tan Man. And also, while I do this, you guys have a good chance. You guys have a chance to go get some snacks and things like that. And of course, Joshua as well as Clinton are already there for the Bulls, and I believe as is Jordan Walker. We'll find out if Tanner is ready to dominate the paint with Giannis. And you know what the funny thing is? I used to pronounce Giannis as Janis because I didn't know how to pronounce his name. True story. I really didn't know how to pronounce his name. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Let's see. Okay. There we go. All right. Joshua says that Bucks got a tall order to fill. Well, yeah, because I mean, it's not just Giannis, but you also have Joshua, Clinton, Kyle Young, Chris Clark, and Jordan Walker, and not to mention an in-game player with in the form of Zach LaVine. So you have those guys to worry about. And let's see, where are the Bulls? Oh, yeah. Okay, I don't have a way to contact Chris, but the only other person I'll contact is Kyle Young, so let me contact him. Okay. Anyway, also for Insane One, I hope you enjoyed watching the run back. All right, so for the Bucks, let's go back in time. Let's go back in time to no, not that one. All right, so in 1971, the Milwaukee Bucks wore these uniforms when they became champions for the first and thus far their only time. For the Bulls, the last time they were champions, you have to go all the way back to 1998. Okay, like we're talking 91, 92, 93, and then again in 96, 7, and 8. So this encompasses all of that. So there we go. With that said, let's get it. Good luck, Joshua. Good luck to Clinton as far as and to Nicole on the other side. Very funny. All right, here we go. Live at the United Center, the Bucks, the Bulls, in Chicago. There you see Nicole McQueen. And then, of course, we have Mario West, who is on loan, as they made a trade to make him to make it possible for him to come in. But there you see Tanner C. But then, of course, you have Giannis, the man of the hour, the man with the power, and the man who's too sweet to be sour, Mike Budenholzer, the head coach. Whoa, this is so trippy, man. And there, of course, there's Zach LaVine, as I mentioned before. There he is, Jordan Walker, a.k.a. Zach Walker, that you see in the chat there. Mr. Zach Walker, best in the world. Then, of course, you have Chris Clark. And then, of course, you have Joshua James. Look at him. And Jim Boylan, the coach. So there you have it. The Bulls had a slightly better record than the Milwaukee Bucks, and that's why they have the home court advantage in this series. All right, we move on. So, James, for you and Clinton, what do you guys got to do? So you have Mario West, Nicole McQueen, and Tanner, but the key matchup this time around is going to be Joshua James against Giannis Antetokounmpo. If I'm even pronouncing his name right, because I had a feeling I was gonna have to say his full name at some point. All right, so the Bucks will start out first. Now West, defended by Chris Clark. And Giannis, of course, being defended by Joshua James. And Walker gets the ball. Gets it to Clark. Clark, now defended by Giannis. You don't see that every day. And a behind-the-back pass to James, and he gets the first basket. Great setup there onto Joshua James. Josh is going to have to lower Giannis's impact on the game. Yep, absolutely. And he already has a rebound and a basket to his credit. Now, James, then to Levine. Levine defended by Nicole McQueen. Of course, James had to be careful with the screen. And Levine got to get a shot off. And it bounces in and out, and Giannis gets it. I've done more than credited. And Giannis, of course, without question, doesn't waste any time and gets a bucket thanks to Nicole McQueen getting the assist. Now Chris Clark blows by his guy, but does not make it. Now Tanner gets the ball, gets it to Chris Middleton. Middleton gets the and one, and was fouled by Jordan Walker. That's another thing you got to do, is not commit too many fouls. All right. So, an and one indeed. But of course, this game is far from over, though. Now Clark getting it to Carter Jr. and a miss. That was not a good shot selection there. Now West blows. No. He tried to blow by Chris Clark, and Giannis, well, a little too hard on the glass. The only thing James was able to do was get him to miss. Now Clark, then to Carter Jr., then to Levine. Levine over McQueen, but Tanman gets the bucket, and he passes it to his I'm trying to think of a better name for it than what I'm thinking. The Towers of Terror, that's what I'll call it. Anyway, nice bucket there by Chris Clark. That is what matters. Yep, absolutely. All right, so good shot there by Chris Clark. And Tanman with a three. Wow! Wow. Tanman can shoot a three. That's ludicrous. If nothing else, that'll just open it up for everybody else, really. And Chris, then to Walker, then to Levine, who got an open shot, and he hits it. They needed that one. Now it's 9-7 Milwaukee. I mean, that's also a good shot selection, is to get an open shot. Now McQueen defended by Levine. And it rolls in and out. Now the Bulls come back. Well defended by West. And gets it to Joshua James, and he'll have to go to the line for two. And I'll tell you one thing, in the previous series against Boston, James was killing them. And the funny thing was, he wasn't even at 100% at that time. But now he is. And if that's any indication, this is going to be an epic series. All right, so the second line is coming in. Probably after this game, Crimson. And then everybody except James comes in, if only because James is at the free-throw line, so he'll have to wait until the next whistle in order to substitute out. And a miss. It's now a one-point game with DiVincenzo. Now to Brooke Lopez, then to Hill. And there you see Clint flipping, number 6. And a rebound by Kyle Young Fletcher. Samurai. Then Saransky, then back to James. Now defended by, I can't see his name. Back to Fletcher. And Kyle Young hits his first shot. Great shot there by Young Samurai. Why he called himself Fletcher, I don't know. But it is what it is. And then, wait a minute. Hill almost stole it, but... Or actually, Hill was on the other team. I'm sorry, what am I doing? Anyway, wow, what a shot! What a dunk there by Kyle Young, showing us why he was and has been a world championship athlete, whether it be in wrestling or any other sport. Oh, Matthews. Okay, Matthews is the guy, and he hits a 3. Also, hello to Miles Stanley Ward. What's up, man? Now a tie game, 12-12. Saransky. Then to Markkanen, who also had a great series against Boston, but that might not be the case against Milwaukee, that's for sure. And Fletcher gets it to James, going to have to get something off. And, well, they do, but it doesn't go in. Now DiVincenzo. Then to Hill. And Hill gets by his guy, and he gets the score. That's my Bulls, man! And now Clinton, first time he has the ball, blows by his guy and misses, but then James cleans up the rebound and does not get it. But this time he gets another rebound, and Joshua James doing exactly what you think he should do, and that's get offensive rebounds, if he can. Now DiVincenzo, then to Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, overhand, a skyhook a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he gets that one. And, ooh, that almost went in. But, at the end of one, it is 16-14 Milwaukee. Good drink there. I know. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to call him Giannis. Alright, so the Bulls start out the second quarter. And now Markkanen. Then to Kyle Young Fletcher. Excuse me. And Markkanen back to Young Fletcher. And Kyle bounces out, but then Saransky gets it, and he gets an offensive rebound. Well, so far, Chicago has benefited from some offensive rebounds. And if you're Milwaukee, you got to clean that up. I mean, that's something you just cannot allow. But if you're Chicago, you cannot allow these uncontested layups. You just can't do that. So, really, it's going to come down to execution. Saransky trying to get by his guy, then to Markkanen, and he's got to be careful not to turn it over. And it pops in and out for Young Samurai. Then Hill comes back in, and of course that's George Hill, by the way. Now Fletcher, then to James, and James with another basket. Great transition offense, and a timeout by Milwaukee. Incredible. And it's the second edition of the Kiddos Dancing. But anyway, Miles Stanley Ward, how's everything going in Miles Stanley Ward's life, I guess? Alright, so now the starters are back in. And as for Joshua James, he is now on the bench, now needing to get some rest. Now West, nope. Now Clark, then to Levine. Going fine as always, awesome. Now Markkanen trying to find an open man. But of course he is faced off with Giannis, so I don't blame him for trying to, match strength with him. And swatted away by Tan Man, and Nicole McQueen gets to it, then gets it to West, then to Giannis, and Giannis just destroys it. That's one thing you don't want if you're Chicago. You don't want him to get into a groove. It's just not going to happen. And then swatted away by Giannis. Also, hey, what's up, Joker? Now West hands it over to Nicole McQueen, and Nicole gets her first basket. Markkanen back to Levine. And Levine, nope, too strong, and out of bounds, Bucks ball. Anyway, is my team playing tonight? What's your team? Wait, do I even have you on the show? Let me double check. Well, in any event, oh, you mean the Brooklyn Nets? If that's what you're talking about. Anyway, Levine, open shot and a miss. Well, now this is something you don't want to do if you're Chicago, and that's start missing your shots. And the Nets, the Brooklyn Nets got eliminated. So they're out of the playoffs right now. Anyway, Chris Clark. Then back to Levine. And now Chicago's starting to miss shots. And Tan Man gets the and one. Now Milwaukee's starting to run away with it. And if you're Chicago, you gotta slow it down. You gotta make your shots, and you gotta stop them too. Easier said than done, but you have to do it. But yeah, the Brooklyn Nets got eliminated, so. And timeout Bulls. Well, if you're Chicago, like I said, you got to make your shots. I mean, you cannot quick shoot the basketball. I mean, as it is, Milwaukee has the advantage right now. Every time that you quick shot the basketball, you're only making it easier for Milwaukee to go back the other way and get a transition bucket. That's just how it works. And Levine goes off the basket, and he was able to get an and one, and it came at the expense of Giannis. That's also another good way to come back, is to get Giannis in foul trouble. So great play there by Zach LaVine. And he makes it. So now it's a 6-point game. It's still manageable, but now you got to stop him. And Tanner gets it off the rim. Now Zach, Jordan Walker coming back in. Back to Chris Clark, then to Levine. Then to Carter. Back to Levine with a 3, and he hits it. And now it's a 3-point game for Milwaukee. I mean, this is exactly what they should be doing, and that's getting stops and getting buckets. And now Tanman is trying to do too much. And now Levine going back the other way. And, well, he'll have to go to the basket for 2, but that will come at the expense of Nicole McQueen. Right now, Zach LaVine is taking over the game, and that's what you want if you're Chicago. While West and Middleton go out, Hill and Matthews come in. And Clinton and James come back in. And I have a feeling that Zach would have went out had he not ended up in the free throw line, so we'll see. Now Tanner blows by his guy, but it rolls out and ends up in the hands of Joshua James. Then to Clinton, and Clinton gets his first basket. And now Chicago is now in the lead by 1. And now the Bucks will have to call timeout. And I have to imagine the coach is not too happy about it, despite the fact that he's showing a happy face. I don't know why. You know, sometimes the game is a little weird like that, but it's not as bad as, say, Madden, but that's another story for another time. Well, now we'll have to find out how Milwaukee's going to respond. But Chicago now has the lead again. And Giannis a step back J, and well, that's another thing about Giannis is that he can make those type of shots. Now Milwaukee regains the lead. Now Clinton. Defended by Hill. Oh, but then stolen by Hill. And Hill with a breakaway. And he scores. Now it's a 3-point game for Milwaukee, and that's one thing you don't want to do is turn the ball over. Now Clark. Then to James at the 3. He hits it down. Great 3-point shot there by Joshua. Now Giannis. Defended at the top of the key by James. I mean, James realizes that, you know, if you get too close, wait a minute. Well, James did the right thing. He made Giannis try to do a near half-court shot, which was probably better than, you know, trying to get close and then risk getting blown by. So, well, and of course that man right there, Zach LaVine, the biggest reason why the Bulls are still in the game. Incredible. And then Crimson says Clinton with a turnover like a rookie. Wait. I mean, that's absolutely savage, man. Anyway, great take to the basket by Middleton. And here's Chris Clark with, if I'm not mistaken, I think this was the only shot that he ever made. And that was the case, though. Watch Ninja cost the Lakers the series. Whoa. I seriously think that you guys want to go in there and beat each other up. And apparently Joshua James already has a double-double for some reason. But also, welcome back, Zach. You're just in time for the second quarter to begin. Or the second half, I should say. Excuse me. In the meantime, let me just turn on my fan. Alright, so Clark. Wow, blows by his guy, but then got swatted away by Tanner. And, of course, Giannis does what he always does. And Levine back to James. And James, well, he gets a foul, or rather, he draws a foul onto Giannis. And that's only his second foul, but like I mentioned before, if you can get him into foul trouble. Wow, you guys are really being savages now. Seriously? And James makes 2 of 2. Still a tie game. Now Mario West then to Nicole McQueen, defended by Levine. Then Middleton with a 3, and that bounces in and out. Back to Clark, then to James, defended by West. Gets it over, and another shot. And so far, James is at 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting. But then you have Tanner. Then to Middleton. Oh, stolen by Clark. Stolen. And Clark, nope, does not get it, as West tall enough to get it. And Middleton goes back the other way, but he misses. And, well, missed that one. Hey, I didn't want to wish injury on you. I was just being silly, and now you took it there. Wow. Oh, that was Crimson who said that. Yeah. It's a good thing I know that you guys were just being silly, but, you know, still. And out of bounds, Bulls ball. League leaders with points per game in the playoffs. Giannis is number 1, and number 3 is our very own Joshua James. Walker trying to find somebody, but he turned it over. And, yeah, that's what happens when you turn it over. You pay for it each time. So now they go back the other way. And too hard off the glass. Now Milwaukee goes back the other way. And Tanner gets a bucket. So that's 2 quick successive buckets there. Now Levine, defended by McQueen. Then to Clark. With the spark. And a miss. Now Mario West gets himself a bucket, and now the Bulls will have to call timeout again. So now, one thing that Chicago's going to have to start doing is taking care of the ball, but also making their shots count. Though, really, that should just go without saying. Alright, so now Giannis is off the floor. And Markkanen, nope, doesn't get it. So now the Bulls have been in a drought, and that's not good. Now McQueen, then to Tanner. Tanner. Man, he's got some good ball skills for a big guy. And another 3. And right now the Bucks are starting to make a run. And Joshua, wow, now Joshua's not able to get anything going. Ilyasova, and another shot, and right now Milwaukee's starting to run away with this now. Right now Chicago's got to make some buckets right here, as they're going to need to go on a run of their own. And a foul, and this time it was against West. Anyway, now James to Levine. And Levine finally stops the bleeding. Now they just have to get some stops and get some pops. DiVincenzo then to Brook Lopez. And Brook, wow, just using his size to bully Levine. I mean, Levine is a good guy, but you know, he's not big and strong enough to stop him. At least not on the post. But he is good enough to get himself open. But right now, it is still a 9-point game. And Middleton got himself open, and now Milwaukee, I mean, if this continues going back and forth, Milwaukee has the lead. And an and one, and that'll send James to the line. Hello to Lee Showron. What's up, Lee? Also, I like your channel icon of I forget her name already, but I know she's from Animal Crossing. Oh, Isabel. That's her name. I had to... Her name was escaping me, but I just... Anyway. So yeah, I do like your little picture of Isabel. I know, it looks so real, it's not even funny. But one thing that isn't funny if you're in Chicago is that you're down by 11. Now Giannis defended by James. Then Middleton. Nope. Too hard on the glass. Or on the rim, I should say. Then to James. James. Oh, too hard. Now they go back the other way. How do they make video games look so real? I don't know. But what's unreal is the fact that Milwaukee, once they get going, they just become that. Unreal. And when, yeah, they got open, did Carter Jr. And Giannis. And he gets himself a three to end the quarter. And just like that, it is now a 15-point lead for the Milwaukee Bucks. And as you can see, Middleton just saying shh. Yeah, because every iteration of video games, it becomes more and more real. Well, at least in theory it does. But like the old saying goes, graphics don't make a game. They don't make the game better, but it certainly helps. And for Clinton, I mean, I have to imagine that Clinton is about to have an accident over just this pitiful play, although that was a rare miss there. That should have been made if you're West. And nobody was guarding Jordan Walker. Well, if Chicago's going to come back, if you're the Bucks, obviously you don't want to take your foot off the gas, because if you do, you're doing a disservice. And a missed shot, that was a bad shot selection there by Brook Lopez. What the hell? And Young Samurai didn't make that shot there. Then Middleton. Well defended by Clinton. Now to Chris Clark. Chris. Wow. He actually bodied him. And, well, Walker will have to go to the line, and that's another foul onto Giannis. All right, so Walker at the line. He's got to make them. And that's certainly not what you wanted. So coming back in is Hill, and McQueen will come in. And in the meantime, Joshua James comes back. And he misses both of them. Well, that's something that's also going to hurt. And, whoa! I have never seen Nicole McQueen dunk. That is absolute ludicrous. I have never seen that happen before. And in the meantime, Walker with a dunk of his own. And now West. Nope. Well, I'll tell you what. West is also having himself a low-key, awesome game of his own. And Chris Clark. A miss, but then an offensive rebound. But again, Giannis proving to be the difference. And Giannis doing what Giannis always does. Chris Clark. Good shot there, but unfortunately time is running out, though. I wonder what the Bulls did without Michael Jordan. I think he was their best player. He was. In fact, some people say he was the greatest of all time. Not just for the Bulls, but, all time, really. Hey, LP Grotus, the frog. Throw them balls in those hoops, yep. And a three by Chris Clark. Now it's a 12-point game. And the Bucks will call a timeout. They know that if they don't close this thing out, then Chicago can make it interesting, to say the least. Also, what's up, Grotus? I don't know if the Frog has ever shot some hoops, IRL, or if he's ever watched basketball, especially in the league, in Sweden or any of the European leagues. Because I know that basketball is a marketable sport when it comes to European basketball. I mean, heck, you even have a couple of Americans and maybe a couple of you have a couple of American players go over there and establish themselves. But there you see those 6 World Championship banners. Anyway, I watched it as a kid when there was a school tournament against the other local schools. And for Zach Walker, he's not too happy with the fact that Giannis is, of course, being the player of the game, as we suspected that he would. I was never interested in it like most sports. Well, that kind of raises the question: what sports are you into? Like esports or hockey or? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's something out there, but one thing you don't see very often is a man known as the Greek Freak. And Levine, nope. West now to McQueen. And and one for Nicole McQueen. Anyway, I've never been big on sports. My PE teacher when I was a kid was a former basketball player, though. Oh. And as far as most people say, people in America mostly go to college sports more than regular sports. Too much ball hogging and poor shot selection. Exactly. That's something that they got to clean up, do the Bulls, because if they do this again, especially going back to Milwaukee, this is not going to last very long. I mean, we knew that the Milwaukee Bucks were going to be a handful, especially with the Greek Freak, Giannis. And Levine gets a shot. But yeah, I mean, I could see that being the case in some places, but I really can't say that's the whole story, really. And Giannis going to the line again. 99 seconds left. And a rare miss by Giannis. But I'll tell you what, Giannis, he had a great supporting cast. I mean, he had Mario West, he has Middleton, McQueen, and of course, Tan Man C. That would be the guy number 54 for the Bucks in green. So now getting through the rest of this game, and well, gets another shot, does Joshua James. He's got himself 16 points, so while James has nothing to be ashamed of, I'm pretty sure he would have loved to have gotten a win. And a rare miss, but that's another thing that's also been killing him. Offensive rebounds given up. I'll tell you one thing, Tanner is... I mean, that man is a beast. And, well, nice feed to Levine. And so far, now they're making some shots, but it could be too little too late. And it probably is. And Giannis with a three. Wow. Again, Giannis doing Giannis things, and now it's so silent you could hear a pin drop. It's not even funny. Well, now it looks like the 12th men are coming in. And nice passing by Milwaukee, and another offensive rebound given up. And this time they'll just simply hold on to it. They're not going to go for a shot. And that's it. Milwaukee wins game 1, and they only need to win one more game in order to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean... No, the people in the bleachers are not real. This is a video game, damn it. Though they do look real, I'm not gonna lie. But no, they're not actual. They're not real people. You know. I mean, they're not based on real people as much as I would think, but right now Clinton is about to have. I have a feeling that Clinton's about to puke. Just at the performance of his team. So yes, Zach LaVine got 19 points. James got 16. Clark had 10. And Jordan had a pitiful 4 points, though he had 4 rebounds and 4 assists, and that's great. But it just wasn't much. And unfortunately for Clinton, he only had 2 points. Yes, I do make random people. But of course, Giannis is the man. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks. And Tanner also had a great game himself with 11 points and nearly got himself a double-double. Same thing with, and then of course Mario West and Nicole McQueen. But it really was the Giannis show. So So yeah, as you can see, I have some in-game characters there. Not to toot my own horn. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, yep. Well, up next is the Thunder at the Lakers, and let me just double check one more thing. I don't know if Josh Brooks is in, but yeah, Crimson Ninja, your game is up next, man. I don't like watching sports too much, but video games might be different. Yeah, what I try to do with these team sports, especially with basketball, baseball, football, and hockey, is that I try to skip the. I just skip the regular season for the most part. Okay, you're here. Okay, so we'll just simply go into your game right now. But yeah, we just simply skip the. We just it's like the old saying, we streamline the BS to just simply feature the best part of sports, and that's the playoffs, and that's what I do. For the most part, at least. With that said, we'll just keep the uniforms as they are. But of course, you have Eric Bledsoe, you have LeBron James, James Cleghorn, aka Crimson Ninja, Dwight Howard, and Anthony Davis. If that's not a lineup that says, just put me out of my misery, I don't know what is. It's like Murderer's Row. It's like the 1927 Yankees. Well, Joshua, I really don't know if I should tell you. Oh. Oh, I was wrong. Alright. But what you missed was, well, it was a slaughter, I will say that. A ball went into a hoop. Yeah. Talking about sports, I never understood why most men like watching American football in football. Well, it's just simply, it's part strategy, part physical, part execution, and I mean that's really what it is. Part physical, part execution, and part strategy. Those three things are paramount in American football, and if you don't have those three things, then then it's not much, man. Well, did the Bulls win, or I'm pretty sure. If you want me to spoil it, James, I can. But I'm afraid you lost, and I mean it was close at the half, but then unfortunately the third quarter was really what killed you guys. Like too many turnovers, too many easy buckets for the other team, and Giannis. I mean, what can I say? Giannis does what Giannis does, and unfortunately, because of Giannis, you guys lost. And of course, there you see a man considered the greatest of all time today, LeBron James. Well, we'll see what adjustments the Bulls will make, because if they want to get back in this, they're going to have to do something a lot different than what they did tonight. And the Lakers with 69 wins, nice. But yeah, I'm very sorry about that, Joshua, because at one point I honestly thought that it was going to be a close game, but then Milwaukee just took it from you guys. And as for the Lakers, they have Josh Brooks and James Cleghorn, aka Crimson Ninja, on the Lakers. So, whereas the Thunder don't have anybody, so this could be a slaughter, as we're about to see, more so than Milwaukee, Chicago. Yeah, that is something there. And now Cleghorn trying to find somebody, trying to get by somebody, and almost lost the ball. And it's going to be a jump ball. And, well, and Cleghorn wins the jump ball, and they retain possession. Then Bledsoe to James, and an open three, and the Ninja, Crimson Ninja, starts it out with a three. And, well, nice alley-oop to Adams. And apparently Paul is entering the game with the most assists per game, which is a tremendous thing. And James with an open shot, and he makes it. Oh snap, I forgot there was an NBA series. Might have to have a character in this too. Hey man, let me add you to the I'll add you to the list for next year or next season, postseason. I don't know. I mean, it's weird like that sometimes, but I think if anything, it's in anticipation for the next year. Really, I really don't know. It's weird like that. Anyway, LeBron James. Oh, too hard, but he gets his own rebound and a bucket. I mean, of course, nothing the Lakers are doing are surprising me. What I was surprised was the fact that the Lakers got eliminated in the first round by the Suns. Like that was shocking to me because I honestly thought that the Lakers were going to win, even in spite of the fact that they had the low seed. And now Oklahoma coming back the other way, and well, out of bounds and still their ball. But yeah, I was surprised that the Suns eliminated the Lakers. So now Nader trying to find somebody, gets it to Gallinari, then back to Chris Paul. Also, hello to Chaos. What's up, man? And well, now GA trying to do a little too much, and now Ninja. Well, he tried to do an alley-oop to Davis, but they mistimed that. Now they go back the other way. LeBron having to take an L in the first round for the first time ever is remarkable. Well, I wouldn't say that. You know, I don't want to say that because it's not the first time he's had it. Though I might have to look back at the records just to see if that's actually true. But one thing that LeBron did do is get that basket. And now GA coming in, but swatted away. I mean, just when you thought, Oklahoma City was going to make a run, They get stopped. Oh, but Howard with an offensive rebound and will be sent to the line. It is true. Either he made the finals or he didn't make the playoffs, period. Well, let's just say God made him. God made every single person on earth, and each one is different, and some are just tall, and others might have just simply taken good care of their health. You know, drank a lot of milk. What can I say? Let's see. I don't remember. Well, one thing is for sure. Yeah, he did have a nice career, did Nate Robinson. But for the most part, you know, the NBA is the land of the Giants, and so far the Giants might just win the pennant. No. They're still a long game away, but right now, if you're OKC, you got to start making shots. And Schroeder cannot get anything going. And James does what LeBron James does. Right now, LeBron is outscoring Oklahoma City by himself. No, no, it has nothing to do with Space Jam 2. Not to say that it's a bad movie by any stretch, but no, I've been planning this. I just didn't know when exactly. Now LeBron to Cousins, and Cousins makes a three. But I was looking at the playoffs, or how many games he played, and without a doubt, it's the fewest games he's ever played. So yeah, he probably was eliminated in the first round. Because I know that he didn't make the playoffs the first 2 years of his career. And popping in and out, and wow, 21-4. I mean, if that doesn't tell you that the Lakers are heavily favored, I don't know what is. And speaking of LeBron James, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend. And Schroeder will be going to the line, but I mean, if Oklahoma City's going to make a game out of this, they got to make their shots. They got to get some stops, which is easier said than done. But let's see, Diamond, since you're here, hope you don't mind telling me what your position and number, as in the number in the back of your jersey, it's going to be. And a rare miss. Well, actually, that was a miss. What am I saying? Well, I don't want to say he's God, but I always have a problem with people saying that somebody's a god. But I will say he's pretty good. And denied was Brooks. But yeah, I mean that's just something that I'll just live and let live. And Schroeder just cannot get anything going. And whereas LeBron just cannot miss. So this is much less of a game and more of a slaughter, really. So now it's more of a, all right, well, how many points are they going to score by the end of the game? I mean, I think that's really what it's going to come down to. Anyway, LeBron James is good. Oh, you said good. I'm sorry. I misread that. My bad. But I wonder why they didn't get Michael Jordan for Space Jam 2 unless they wanted someone different this time. Yeah, maybe they could have. I misread your question. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Michael just didn't want to do it and probably thought someone else should. And of course, LeBron is a good substitute. I mean, some people have said that he's the second greatest player of all time. Other people say that he's the best. But anyway, nice shot there by James. All right, so for Mr. All right, so for Mr. Diamond Light, like I just need a number, like a number for like the back of your jersey, a position, a second position, and a height. And your height. And the height, more often than not, determines what position or positions you can play. So I'll let you think about that. Right now, the Thunder are thinking, what the hell have we gotten ourselves into? What the hell made us think that we could stand up to them? And Paul, excuse me, Paul with a shoot around turnaround basket. And well, Davis almost made one of his own. And now Nader and Paul, well defended. And, well, nice rebound by Adams, but he cannot get it. Well, the players don't... Like, where would you get that sort of idea, Lee? I mean, only a fool would think that. I mean, usually they would check to see if those things are real before that. And now McGee, yeah, left open by himself. And stolen by Josh Brooks. And and a miss. I don't know what goes in your mind, but I get that it's just a thought, but that's really the last thing I would think of, really. But I guess it's just me then. Alright, so Crimson Ninja back in the game. And Paul? Nope. Now Davis goes back the other way, hands it off to Cleghorn. And a rare turnover by the Lakers. Okay. 10 power forward shooting guard. I'll go with the first option, power forward. 10, 6'3". I was in at SG, now I'm in at small forward. Yeah. Okay. All right, I got you, Diamond Light. And Brooks, great shot there. Well, nice alley-oop, but it's not enough, really. And Bledsoe, ooh, good shot there, but missed. Right now, the Lakers are just pouring it on. Well, it's called the Staples Center because of the sponsorship. I mean, they've been sponsored ever since ever since the center was built. And of course to replace the old the Great Western Forum. And not to take anything away from the Great Western Forum, because that place also was a place of champions at the time. I mean, the Lakers are, of course, the Lakers. Both they and the Celtics have the most championships with 17 apiece. Yeah, they have some good stuff if you're looking for actual staples and some office equipment. So yeah, they have that. So yeah, like I said, less of a game and more of a slaughter, really. Gotta go for a bit. If you need any more info in terms of my character, just message my Discord. Awesome. I appreciate that, Diamond. I appreciate the... Also, I'll ask you one other thing, probably in your Discord. But I appreciate that, man. But in the meantime, James and the rest of the Lakers are... I mean, they just look bored by it all. I mean, they're like... We were expecting better competition than this, and this is what we get? Well, one thing is for sure, I am going to get 2K22, NBA 2K22, because, you know, as much as I like the Lakers, I mean, they are stupidly overpowered, and that's the only thing I don't like. Is when the teams are so stupidly overpowered, it's not even funny. I mean, it's not that much of a problem in, say, hockey or NHL or Madden or MLB The Show, but when it comes to basketball, it can be stupidly overpowered if you have a lot of great stars on one team, like James, for instance. Yeah, we might have to do that. And Adams, wow, just got swatted away. So I might have to do another draft. Well, that is if I'm even able to do that. If I can't, then what I'll do is just simply wait for 2K22 and hope that the playoff mode that is much more improved in the sense that we can upload our own rosters instead of having to go through season mode to do it. Well, Lee, I'm starting to think, Lee, don't take this the wrong way, but I'm like, these are things that you should know. I mean, unless you're an 8-year-old, which, okay, maybe I can understand that, but like, these are things you should know. I mean, for most, they have the athleticism, and for some, they have the marketable look of an athlete. Of course, it's kind of hard to do that with baseball and hockey and well, football is a different sport, but it's possible. But yeah, but for basketball, I mean, they have athleticism, and where they got it from, it could just simply be the genetics of their ancestors. I don't know. But really, to play in the league, you have to have the drive. And a nice and one there by Crimson Ninja. Yep, nice and one there, and it's just too easy. Just too easy for the Lakers. So yeah, I hope I'm able to do a draft season because if I don't, because if the playoff mode that comes with this game doesn't work, then I'll just have to wait until 2K22. I'm not going to cry about it if I have to. But okay, well that makes sense then. Of course, that's not to take away from the other races too. And a rare foul committed by LeBron James. I appreciate your honesty, Lee. I mean, 45 to 18. I never would have. I really would have thought that it would have been a lot more competitive than this, but this is taking the cake. They don't teach that stuff in school. They should teach it, especially when it comes to race relations. Because I learned this stuff in school, and Now, granted, back then we didn't have the technology we have now when it comes to, we didn't have Wikipedia until much later in my high school career. But I mean, this sort of thing was taught in school, and I mean, again, too easy for Anthony Davis, but yeah, you think, yeah, you think Crimson? Now, I'm not sure if you'll be able to do that with the Suns or whoever else whoever you end up facing in the finals, but yeah. And we still have one more quarter to go. And wow, what a dunk there by LeBron James, but really I'm not surprised about it. Roberson then to Gallinari. Then to Paul. And again, it's a slaughter, and they just keep at it. And yet we still have one more game left to go. And Cleghorn with a steal. And, well, a miss, but only because it was well contested. And a great shot there by Paul, a rare highlight there. That's a really big concern because these are things that you should be learning, and that's something there because in a way, unfortunately, the problem that I noticed is that they're dumbing down the schools, which is kind of a stupid thing. Was that you should be making it smart for schools, or what is it called? You should try to challenge your students. Challenge their minds, challenge their intellect. If you just dumb it down, then that's what the kids are going to be, dumb. Now, of course, the cream is always going to rise to the top. There's no doubt about that. But when it comes to education, they have got to start teaching better. And not just for the well-to-do schools. I'm talking about like public education. That's what they got to be doing. I never thought I would talk about public education in a video game stream, but I kind of find myself doing that. But that's mainly for the fact that this game is not even close. So, I mean, it is what it is. And an and one for LeBron James. And Adams, very, very pissed, would probably have a much better field day in a wrestling ring than on a basketball court. Defensive 3-second violation and a rare miscue by the Lakers, but I mean, they're at that point where they can make all the miscues they want, but there's just not enough time and not enough points for OKC to make anything happen. But they will take whatever they can get. I noticed you were saying yeah a lot. Although there is this one song called She Loves You, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that song. It's called She Loves You by the Beatles. And of course Josh Brooks doing what Josh Brooks does, and that's producing. Oh, I see. I mean, of course, that one was just me just joshing with you, but still. I mean, right now the Lakers just what can I say that hasn't been said? It's a slaughter. At least at least the game between Milwaukee and and Chicago was more competitive in comparison. As I mean, that game just fell apart in the second half for Chicago, but here it has not even been close. Well, one thing I do like about Frank Vogel is that, you know, even when his team is ahead, the last thing that you want them to do is get complacent. Anyway, nice putback by McGee. So, I mean, that's a great coach. I mean, he knows that his team is up, but he realizes that if they take their foot off the gas against, you know, a more competitive team, then they'd be in trouble. So now we get a good first look at Rajon Rondo. And nice basket there by Steven Adams. 8 points, which is good, but you have a plus minus of minus 20. Yikes. And it works the same way in hockey as well. And Dalio trying to do a little bit too much dribbling. And Adams almost lost it, but James gets it. Nice slam there by Kuzma. Oh yeah, those they don't happen very often though. Yeah, those are back-to-back squashes, so that's not good. So, yeah, Clinton, I agree with you. We're going to have a draft one way or the other, so not much I can say. All right, now James, ooh, great take to the basket. Now Ferguson. I'm sorry about the injury thing, Crimson. Uh, real life is kicking the crap out of me, and I snap. I apologize, man. Yeah, and I'm happy that you owned up to it, man. And for Crimson, I just hope you know that Clinton is in a bad place. Not to say that I excuse what he said, because I don't, but I appreciate the fact that he's being the big man about it. You know, because we all say things that when. All right, let me slow down and say it again. We all say things that we don't really mean because we are angry, and that usually happens. I would know because I've done it. All right, and a rare miss. I understand, and I am cool. Well, nice offensive rebound and an and one for Adams. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give credit to Adams. He's not giving up, but anyway, there you see JaVale McGee going back to the bench. Oh, nice take to the basket by Cousins, but then Kuzma gets an offensive rebound and will go to the line for two. But this is just insane, though. And a rare miss at the line. Well, it looks like they're going to bring in the 12th men, including Nerlens Noel. I haven't heard much from Noel, in that I don't hear him, like, his name getting dropped as often, like, as an impact player, but he's still young, though. My dad has to go to doctors to check up on again. I just hope all is good. And Rondo, with more moves than a bowl of Jello. Just cannot get anything going. Can OKC. And And Cousins, great moves for a big guy. All right, less than 30 seconds left to go. And a tough shot. Boise better place than OK City. OK City. Anyway, just had to stretch my my legs there. Now just gonna dribble it out. Nothing more. And that's it. Oh my. What have I got myself into? Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City just laid an egg. And the Lakers move on. Yeah, I might be tempted to, quote, skip your game, mainly for the fact that we all know how this is going to end, really. I mean, it was not even a game. I mean, this was a squash match, really, was what it was. And of course, the player of the game is LeBron James, without question. In fact, nobody else had more points than he did. I mean, if you take out his points, if you take out LeBron James's points, then it might actually be a more competitive game. So, yeah, the Lakers, they did so well. And Josh Brooks, he has 9 points. Good secondary help there. Then, of course, you have James Claycorn, a.k.a. Crimson Ninja, and he got 6 points. But other than that, though, it was the LeBron James show. That's really what it was, the LeBron James show. But we still have time for one more game. And without any further ado, it is going to be Toronto and Philadelphia. I don't know if I'm not sure if okay, so John's not doing any. All right, so I'm just letting John, basically the players that are going to be in this game, know that their game is up next. So, and let's see. Oh yeah, Cole. Let me get Cole. So this would be a good time to go get some snacks and whatnot. Alright, one more player. Or two more, actually. Alright, so now let me get my good friend Ash. Oh. Okay. Hey, Feck, there's one of them. There's one of the guys that's going to be in this. All right, well, Feck, you and the Toronto Raptors are about to get ready for the next game here. All right, there we go. Okay. Well, now that I contacted the people that I wanted to contact, so up next is game one between these two in the best of three. Yeah, it's great to see you, Feck. Let's see. Yep, they won the championship with that uniform. And the last time that Philadelphia won, you have to go all the way back, and wow. They even have the classic Syracuse Nationals uniforms, which I kind of find is pretty cool. Yeah, Philadelphia. And then they had this outfit. They had this... okay. Yep. They had this... they had this uniform when they last won a championship, so we'll go with that one. So it is the 76ers against the Raptors, and, well, we'll find out if the 76ers can stand up to them. With that said, let's get it. All right, so good luck to you, Fack, and also good luck to your fellow teammates in Ash, Princess Ash, and Cole, and I forgot who the last person was. Oh yeah, and JT Price. So I'm hoping that this one will be a more competitive matchup to end our show. And hard to believe that these guys were the defending champions at one point. But who knows? Maybe they can make another run right here. I mean, they are the top seed in the East. All right, we're ready to begin. And if what happened in the previous rounds for Toronto is anything to go by, if the Sixers are going to win this series, they're going to have to keep it close. And they're going to need to get a huge contribution from Ben Simmons because, as we know, Ben Simmons did not do so well in the IRL playoffs. Between them and the Hawks. All right, so Embiid and Simmons started off a shot fake and, well, gets his miss back and a bucket. So Ben Simmons off to a great start. That's what you want if you're Philadelphia. Well, here's Feck going back the other way, now defended. Then to Siakam. And Siakam just rolls him down, but Horford gets the board, and now Simmons, going back the other way, blows by his guy and dunks it. And already Ben Simmons is off to a great start, and that's what you want if you're Philadelphia. Anobi gets it off to Jenkins, but she's unable to finish. Now Harris. And Harris loses the ball, and Price gets it to Feck. Feck stops, pops, and does not get it. Horford with another board. And Richardson nearly got by his own man, but then Siakam seals it. Gets it to Feck for a three, and he hits it. And Toronto's within one. So far, competitive. Then Horford. Whoops! Blocked by Siakam. Siakam goes the other way. Gets it to Feck. Back to Siakam. Siakam gets closer to the basket and will go to the foul line. And of course, if you're going to get anybody in foul trouble, I mean, Joel Embiid is one of the guys that you got to do it to. Makes one of one so far. But anyway, how's everything going, Feck? I forgot to ask you. Hope everything's going well in Feck land. Now Richardson. Then to Simmons. Hey, Tito. It's good to see you, man. Embiid, a shot fake, and a make. So we have Tito in the house. And Feck, nice shot there. Nice mid-range shot. So far in the regular season, he had 7.7. In the playoffs, he has more. Awesome. First intermission, we'll see some action. How's it going, Cole? Right now, it's early right now with Philadelphia at the line. And into the game for the first time is the man, the myth, the legend, known as MBN John, my very good friend, number 76 on the 76ers. And he makes one of two, and it's tied at 7. And Feck with the three-pointer, no. John rebounds and goes the other way, gets it to Simmons. Lee, you should know. Anyway, nice putback basket there by MBN John. And Siakam gets a drive, but he cannot go any further. And Simmons, nice pass there to John. And he gets an and one. Or rather, an opportunity at one anyway. Well, ever since John came in, John has, made an impact. And just as Cole comes in, Cole, you're in the game, number 11. And he makes it. So right now, Philadelphia in the lead, 12-7. And Lowry makes a drive and a bucket. Now Burke making a drive of his own. And he misses. And Lowry gets the rebound. Then to Siakam. Then to JT Price. And he gets a chance at an and one. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Cole. If I'd have to imagine you're very happy to have someone like JT Price go down and get some and ones for you. KK is going live. I don't know if she is, but if she is, then... Well, this is the last game of our 4-game set, so after this game, we're done. For the stream, at least, so just in time, I will say. Alright, well, now it's 12-12. O'Quinn, then to Burke. Burke almost losing the handle. Now in a match... Or rather, what is it? A mix-up, I should say. That's what it's called. But a board for JT Price. Now JT going to make a drive of his own. Now going to stop. Well, thank you. Now to Lowry. Has to get a shot off. And he does, but it's rebounded by John. The Habs are playing the Golden Knights, which is tied at 1 at the moment. Yeah, and It would be something if the Habs or the Montreal Canadiens made it to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, that would just be something. Anyway, nice move there by Siakam. Now Burke comes down the other way and goes for a three, and it misses. But at the end of one, it is 14-12 Toronto. But yeah, like, if the Habs win, or the Montreal Canadiens win, then whoever the other winner of the other series wins, if they win tonight, and they will do it for the first time since 1993 when they won it all. Yeah, they did. Did the Montreal Canadiens back in 1993. But what I wanted to point out was that if the Montreal Canadiens make it, then whoever they face will be an Eastern Conference team, which under normal circumstances would not have been a thing even a year ago. No, I don't have Game Builder Garage, so I can't even. So no, I don't have it, so I can't even play it. And Lowry with a shot. Nope. And John, wow, what moves on the part of a man that is close to 7 feet tall. I mean, I knew that John was a big boy, but I had no idea he was an athletic boy. And Price with the three, and he hits that. I mean, these guys are just killing it. John, then to Ennis. And what's this? A reach-in foul by JT Price. And, well, John will be moving over to the center position. Cole still in the game. Thibault, nope. Then Siakam to Price. Price, nope, tries to get it up. And I'll tell you one thing. If anytime he's deep into the paint and he's able to get a rebound, an offensive rebound that is, you can forget about it. Burke with a three, and he hits it. Now a 2-point game for Toronto. Siakam just blows by his guy, and he misses. Gets it to Van Vliet, and he hits it. So now it's a 5-point game again. Or 6-point, actually. Sorry. John hands it back to Burke. Burke with a mid-range shot, and he hits it. I was wrong. It's a 5-point game. We'll now make that. Yeah, it is now a 5-point game. What am I saying? And the Sixers will call a timeout. A very competitive game, much more competitive than the last one. Lest I remind you guys how OP the Lakers are, but that's also down to the fact that, you know, the Kansas City, or Oklahoma City, excuse me, just is not up to par. And, well, great cutting to the basket by Horford, and Now a 3-point game. Well, now Cole is back on the bench, and now into the game is Ash Jenkins, or Ashley Jenkins, I should be more specific. And Richardson for a 3. Nope. And, whoa, almost intercepted, but they get the ball back. Anobi. Back to Price. And Feck with a mid-range shot, but it misses. Now Richardson. I'll tell you one thing, Richardson and Simmons and Embiid, as well as John, I mean, they had a great series against the Brooklyn Nets. And they're showing us that they are more than ready to take on the Toronto Raptors. And now it's a 24-all game. And of course, you can't forget about the lovely senoritas. Among the lead leaders in rebounds per game, Joel Embiid is has the fourth most, with, I believe it was Giannis who has the most. Which is not surprising, really. Now Feck. And Feck using his moves over Simmons, and Toronto retakes the lead. 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Richardson takes it strong to the basket, too strong, in fact. Anobi, mid-range shot. Nope, Harris gets to it. Back to Simmons. And he gets it off the glass and in the bucket. Well, already Ben Simmons is doing much better than he did in Game 7 of Philadelphia series with the Atlanta Hawks. I almost said Falcons, but no, the Atlanta Hawks with Trae Young. And take nothing away from Trae Young. He did what he had to do. But I still cannot forget about the fact that Simmons he was a ghost. So, I mean, you got to call him out how you see it. And already he has 9 points. Now Philadelphia takes the lead. And Feck knows that. Step back, pull up. Nope. Now Philadelphia can add to the lead. Simmons. Then to Richardson. Then back to Harris. Harris. I believe that was a 3, and it was. Now a 5-point game, and now stolen by Richardson, and that almost went in. At the end of the half, it is 31-26 Philadelphia, and even though it is still close, it's really anybody's ball game. But you just don't want to, if you're Toronto, the worst thing you could do is let them get on a run, and you pretty much get buried. Much like the Chicago Bulls did. I'm sorry, but I had to mention that. But so far, Richardson doing what his IRL self couldn't do. And trust me, John, like, if NBN John was watching this and he heard what I said, he probably would be roasting his own team too if he could. And he probably would. He probably would. And of course we have these bite tricks. So the Raptors will start. Now Feck gets himself an open shot, and he misses. Richardson takes it back the other way. Right now Philadelphia has the lead, and anything they can do to increase it would be to their benefit, and Siakam will get a foul. So he makes one so far. And he misses the second one. Still a 6-point game. And if you're Toronto, you want to start making your shots count. Such as that. Good play there to Siakam by JT Price. Now Richardson going up against Siakam, and a foul. And both Siakam and Price have got to be furious at the fact that it seems like every time they're going for a drive, one of them gets a foul. So you can imagine how frustrating it is, to try to guard somebody and you're not able to do it, and worse yet, you get a foul that more often than not puts your opponent at the line, and they can just simply, slowly but surely, get this game away from you. And what this also does is it prevents Toronto from running and gunning. It gets them off of their balance in the sense that they can't even get any transition offense. Because that was the hallmark, that was the benchmark of those great Celtics teams in the 60s. Yeah, they could very well take game one, Clinton. Because unless Toronto can wake up right now, it's not too late, but you certainly don't want to wait until later. And Price, wow, nobody was guarding him, but he gets the offensive rebound, still cannot get it. And that's another thing. You got to take advantage of your offensive rebounds when you do get them on offense. Simmons, then to Richardson. Then to Harris. Harris. And what is this? And a foul by Anunoby. Or onto him, rather. All right, so back in the game is Burke and MBN John. And in the meantime, Lowry and Cole, NL112, back in. Matthew Cole. So now a 9-point game. Toronto's going to have to make a move, and they got to make it now. Siakam still cannot make a bucket. Now they've gotten cold. And John, look at the athleticism of that man. And now it's an 11-point game, but I'll tell you one thing. John is just proving to be a force. I mean, when have you ever seen a man as athletic as him at the size that he's at? The only other person that you could compare him to is Giannis. That's a scary thought. Now Burke, then to John, and he slaps it down. And Simmons tries to steal it, but it's out of bounds for the Raptors. League leaders in field goals. I mean, you have Pascal Siakam, Embiid and John, and Embiid. With Embiid having the best field goal percentage in the league among those who are still in the playoffs as we speak. Cole gets it to Price. Price is going to have to go into beast mode right now. Because so far, you know, to put it lightly, he's been a puppy dog. I mean, that's kind of a weird thing to say about, you know, JT, but, you know, he's got to be a beast. Now Van Vliet defended by John. And John is like, get that out of here. But then Lowry gets it, and he makes a three. Perhaps maybe they need that. Now Ennis. The fans giving their team all the support they can need. They get the offensive rebound. Then Cole. Then to Lowry. And an offensive rebound, but couldn't get a good handle on it. Burke with a mid-range shot. Nope. Rebounded by Cole. Back to Lowry. Lowry to JT Price, and he makes the open shot. Now Toronto slowly but surely making it back in. And that's what they got to do. They got to play some defense. And John just too big and powerful for Lowry to handle. Well, the Raptors are going to have to find out a different strategy because right now what they're doing is not enough. Right now the fans are concerned, and as they should be. I mean, this game is starting to slip away from them, and the last thing they want is for it to happen to their beloved Raptors with what happened to Chicago. Hey, Raven! How's it going, Raven Hun? They always call me Hun a lot. I don't know why, but it's good to see Raven. And, well, that's a good idea, to go to the line. I'm Well, I'm doing fine, except other than the fact I might be a little bit tired, given that this is the fourth game in a 4-game set. But I should be alright for tomorrow. I will be definitely giving myself a day off on Saturday. You know, just because I need to rest. Well, they get one of two, and it's a 9-point game for Philadelphia. Now back to John. John. Then to Burke. Then to O'Quinn. Back to Harris, and Harris makes the mid-ranger. Tobias Harris with 8 points. Good idea, Batman. Wait, I'm Batman? And Lowry with the 3. Nope. They could have definitely used that. Now John. Well, a rare miss, but an offensive rebound, and John is killing them right now. John just showing us, you know, he could very well become the next Giannis. You know, I could be. I am Batman. See, I can't even do it. I can't even do his voice. Anyway, Cole gets the dunk. Nice dunk there by Cole to get within 9. Final shot before the end of the quarter. And they don't make that one, but Philadelphia with a 9-point lead. It's good. These pictures look so funny when they're in still motion. I don't know why. It's just it's like that. But anyway, there you see my man, MBN John, my good friend MBN John, who is just. I'm like, when am I doing Jackbox thingy again? I'm not sure, but I will let you know when that happens. Actually, you know, but I will tell you one thing I do know. I do know that. I'm going to be doing Mario Kart 8's the Mario Kart 8 Championship, but then after that, and I think you'll like this, Raven, is I will be doing the next WWE show. I figured, you know, it's been long enough since I've done it, and regardless of whether I get 1,500 subscribers or not, I'm going to do it. So the only thing I need to do is just set up the card. So that's the only thing I will do. And Feck with the 3. He hits it! Yeah, it is stacked low-key. I mean, you already have Simmons. You have Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Richardson, and now you have this guy right here, John. And, of course, John is... like, the way he's been playing is in the mold of the Greek freak, Giannis. It's not even funny. Well, now Toronto's within 6. Yeah, he's a stud. I tell you one thing. Now Harris. And he gets to the bucket. Harris... And part of the reason why Philadelphia is in the lead is because they are shooting lights out at 57%. And Feck, nope, shot away. They get it before it goes out of bounds. And Harris, going back the other way, gets it to Simmons, and he makes it. And so far, Simmons doing far better than what he did in the fourth quarter of game number 7 against... Atlanta. I'm still pissed about that. You know, just because I expected Simmons to be much more than, you know, what he showed IRL. And Harris with a step back, and that was a rush shot. Yeah, at least he's better in this game than he was in IRL. I'm sorry. By far. So, anyway, now Feck, trying to get a better shot off. A screen for Lowry, and he makes it. No, I'm actually not a Sixers fan. It's just that, truth be told, I made a bet that I was gonna I got together with another friend IRL, and my friend was going for the Atlanta Hawks to win, and I went for the Sixers to win Game 7, and sure enough, I lost the bet. So that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I like the Ravens too, but I'm not talking about the. Well, I guess I kind of am, but not like a big fan nonetheless, though. A Ravens fan. I mean, yes, there is a team in Baltimore called the Ravens, so there you go. But no, what happened was, yeah, I made a bet for Game 7 of that series, and I lost it. It's very simple. I mean, it's one thing to lose by just the skin of your teeth. It's another thing to lose and you don't try. So that was kind of what it is, though. But I am a fan of Raven. I wasn't talking about, but I was more referring to the Ravens football team, American football. But I am a fan of yours, Raven. The girl Raven, you. So there you go. And no, not Raven Simone. I'm talking about you, the enchanting Raven. So there you go. Right now, an 8-point game. Oh, okay. I had a feeling that's what it was. And a turnover by Price gets it to Ash, and she makes it. Now it's a 9-point, or not 9, a 6-point game. Now Simmons defended by Feck. Richardson, and he hits a big three. That's going to silence the crowd real quick. Now Siakam. Nope, tries to drive in, but he couldn't. Now Simmons. And he gets it. Again, Simmons outdoing his IRL self. The Raps got to stop those wide open threes. That's exactly right, because they're starting to run away with it. And Price gets it to Lowry. Then Siakam, still down by 9 points, but they got to get their stops right here. And Embiid, they get a stop. Now we'll see if they can make some moves on that. Lowry. Then to Siakam. Siakam. Oh, too much. Siakam just doing too much by himself. He's got to rely on his teammates. One man cannot do it all by himself. Unless your name is LeBron James, I guess, but still. And Horford, big shot there. Putting this game far out of reach. And Siakam denied by Horford. And if you're Simmons, you have the lead, so why rush it? That might be the dagger, in fact, yes. Now Harris. Bro, what is Siakam doing? I don't know. And now they're just trying to shoot threes, but to no avail. And of course, the coach for the Raptors is not too happy about it, and I wouldn't be too happy about it too if I was in his shoes. But either way you slice it, the Philadelphia 76ers come into Toronto and steal Game 1. Well, actually, I don't even think they stole it. They earned it, really. But they get a game in Toronto, and they can win this series in the next game. Every series in the playoffs is a best of 3. So the Sixers only need one win to close it out. And of course I can't hear what they're saying, so I can't say what they're saying. So, but Embiid, Horford, Richardson, Simmons, and of course the stud, NBN John. In fact, let's take a look and see what we got. So Kyle Lowry does what he usually does, and that's great. But then you only need to look at this man right here, NBN John, or who is of course my good friend NBN John. He owns his own channel. In fact, I'll share it with you really quick though. Oh, wait, who's he? He shot 3 of 10. Who's 3 of 10? 3 of 10. Oh, Pascal. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me take a look at Pascal for a moment. Pascal. Where's Pascal? Well, anyway. I may need to have a growth spurt and rethink my position for next season. Okay. So yeah, John, of course, as I said, was the stud. I mean, he had 6 rebounds too. Ben Simmons far surpassed what he did in the playoffs IRL recently. Then of course you have Harris, and while Horford only had 7 points, he made the baskets when they needed him the most. But really, it was the NBN John show. That's pretty much what it was. Okay. So I'll let you guys take a look at who is leading each of their respective playoff series real quick. So the Lakers, no surprise, are leading the Kansas City Thunder, or Oklahoma City Thunder, though I wouldn't be surprised if they'd move to Kansas City. Then, of course, you have Phoenix leading the Jazz, and these are two teams that upsetted their higher seeded foes. But then, of course, we just had Philadelphia get the win over Toronto, and before that, Milwaukee leads in their series. So we'll find out next week at around this time, if not long after that, or not long before it, give or take, which team will close it out and which team can extend it. That's pretty much the question on everybody's mind, or at least on mine, by the way. But also, hello to Buyer Boy. I probably should have said hello to you properly. How's everything going, man? And also, it's great to see you on the channel, man. Bug Clinton in for the stretching rack. Oh, you know what? I may as well mention to Raven, while I have a chance, is that Raven, I do going pretty good. I'm happy. But anyway, Raven, I've decided to add you um, to a different sport. Not this one, but another one. Um, I don't know. I don't know how you feel about it, but I figured, you know what? Let's let the Raven play. How's the stream been so far? It's been awesome. I've had different people come in and out, but mainly to watch their games, really. You're curious now? I'll give you a clue. So there's the sport right there in the chat. But yeah, the stream's been awesome. The only thing I need to do is just get something to eat, and then tomorrow I'll be doing MLB The Show, which is this board instead. Birdie should play on all sports. Well, it's up to Birdie, really. So I will see you guys tomorrow for MLB The Show. But until then, this is the Blue Toad signing off, saying goodbye. And also, it's great to have you, Mr. Buyer Boy, Crimson Ninja, Clinton's Warped Productions, Buyer Boy, Chaos, who just came in, Raven, and we had Joshua James and Insane One, a guy named Lee Showron, Diamond Light, Walter, JWE, Mobman, and Alex. Thank you, Raven. But until then, I will see you around. I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll see you around as far as other streams if anyone else is doing anything. Take care, everyone. Take care, and God bless.